Welcome back, guys, to Tomatoes, Poppies, and Everything Gardening. I'm Heather. I've been sick, so I'm kind of behind in videos and garden chores. But I think we finally are going to get our first frost tonight, which is a long time coming. Probably about 2.5, 3 weeks later than normal. So what we're going to do today, we are going to go around, gather up any of the peppers I was waiting on. As you can see, they didn't quite get as big as I was hoping. We're going to get that lemongrass that I've been putting off, and a few more cuttings because I let my African blue basil dry out while I was sick. And yeah, so we got a lot to do. I have 1 hour. I have to go pick up my daughter in 1 hour. So let's see what we can get done. And look at that poor squash. Tromboncino, he's not going to make it, obviously, but he really did try. Poor thing. So last look at the holy basil patch before it's gone. And we are going to tackle that huge lemongrass. I am going to save a few little sprigs for an indoor houseplant, just in case that guy doesn't overwinter the way I am planning. There's a couple peppers back in here. We're going to pick the peppers and put the plants into the garage for winter. So this poblano I'm going to pick clean. I did take some probably, a week and a half ago or so. Was hoping to get some more vigorous growth, but that's okay. We can still use these. This guy's looking a little sickly, but I think I'll take him too. This is a hot, I think, sweet banana pepper. And then there's a little jalapeno in there too. So not a lot, but I will dehydrate those and they will make a great powder. I've got my plant cut into Y or V shape formation. All of the foliage is removed. I'm just basically going to remove the root ball, shake off the dirt, and then I've got these containers. I'm gonna just stick them in there, and then I've got a big old bag of dirt up by the garage door, or soil, dirt soil. I'm gonna say whatever because I'm in a hurry. All three of those guys are done. Look at how gorgeous. The celosia, it's flamingo celosia. It is just stunning. It will not look like that after we get our first frost, but it's so pretty. It self-seeds. I love it. I used to not really care for it. It's a plant that's really grown on me. Okay, so now it's gonna be a hard job. I'm not gonna film it. I'm just gonna cut about, 8-12 inches above the soil level and remove the top of the lemongrass. Save the top for insulating this plant. And we're just gonna take the stalks today. We're gonna take a few stalks with root to make an indoor house plant as well. Keep in mind, the blades of the grass are very, very sharp. And I'm wearing gloves, thick hoodie, making progress. It is a big job to get this cut down, and I only have one plant, but I wanted to remind you guys of a plant that I have been battling for several years to get eradicated from my garden. It's called a cucamelon. It's perennial here. It comes back from root, and also if the seeds drop from the fruit, the little tiny cucamelons, they will also spread that way as well. It's definitely something I regret. Definitely one of my biggest regrets. I would never plant cucamelon again. So I think I'm just going to harvest the front third of the plant. And then I'll just use all of the top to insulate, and maybe even leaves as well. But first I'm going to try to wiggle out a couple pieces that have a little root. Wondering how difficult that's going to be. Pretty difficult. Okay, let me get my hori knife out. This is proving harder than I thought. I think these will root in water, even though they don't have any true roots. So we're just going to go with this. I have seeds if it doesn't work out, and I'm hopeful this guy will overwinter and come back. This is going to be an experiment for me for this year. I've grown lemongrass before, but I've never tried to overwinter it. So we're just going with this amount for this year. I'm mostly going to freeze the good ones. I'll go through and clean them and see what's salvageable. And I'm just going to freeze them into little stalks that I can throw into soups. Not sure if I'll try to do any dehydration for tea. Probably not. This is didn't take much. There's still a huge plant here. So I'm going to just clean up, get any random cucamelons, like I see one hiding over there. I am going to leave what's here now, and I'm just going to insulate the base heavily with all of the top parts, and then any leaves that are in the area when I'm doing the leaf blowing. And fingers crossed, he will come back next year. So while I was sick, the water in my African blue basil cuttings got really low. Some of the plants have started to shrivel up, so I need to get another round of cuttings today before we get our first frost, which may or may not happen tonight, but I'm thinking most likely. This should be good. I can take cuttings off of some of these bigger cuttings, make smaller plants. But look at this poor little guy. He's gonna be so cold tonight. What a beautiful plant. I just love this plant so much. So I already have one poblano ready to overwinter. So I think I will leave this guy, but I might take this. See if there's any other peppers. And this pepper is going to stay. And this jalapeno is going to get overwintered. And first I'm going to pick off even these little shorties because they can definitely be dehydrated into a nice yummy ooh, this one's good, jalapeno powder. And then this guy. He does not look healthy, so we're just going to let him pass as well. Not sure what happened to him, but that's okay. I'm kind of thinking I might come out and do a bouquet because these are getting ready to open. Look at that. It would be so pretty. There's a lot of pretty flowers still here and there, including one of my favorites, Tithonia or Mexican sunflower. It is just so bright and cheery on this gloomy, cold fall day. It's not a bad little amount of peppers to make some spice with. And now this guy is ready. This will actually be his second winter in my garage. It is an early flame jalapeno, and I think he will be happy to come back out come spring. Next week I'll clean out these containers and we will plant garlic. That's what is going to happen. And probably leave a hole in the middle for a pepper come, say, early May, late April. And real quick, I better pick this tomato clean because there probably will not be any more tomatoes coming after this night, possibly. You see these white flies settling in on your plant. I mean, it's usually a sign that it's become kind of diseased and weak, and it's just time for it to be done. So now we're back, but we're on the back side of the lemongrass there. These three poblanos are not going to be kept. I'm going to let them just get chopped, cut at the level of the soil. And let's see. This guy is just stunning and gorgeous and beautiful. But man, look at that thick stalk. He is big. I'm not sure if he's the best candidate to be coming into the garage. He could. But it's going to be kind of tricky to get him out with these cabbages in there. So I may just pick all of the bigger babies. I mean, they're kind of tiny, right? I don't know. I wish I had more time for him because he could be loaded if he had another 2-3 weeks. Man, that would just be something to see. And he's been good all summer, productive. Not sure if I'm going to take him because I've got those other 2 green peppers we looked at the beginning of the video. And then I got to think gypsy pepper, probably just take the one off the back deck. We'll see him in a minute. Let this one just stay in the ground and quietly pass, but we can take these peppers. And then I do have, that one's not quite ready. I do have a Jimmy Nardello in the back as well, but I do have 2 or 3 here in the ground. This one kind of looks the healthiest of the 3 or 4, so I'm thinking may kind of pull him up and take him. This one, of course, is just beyond keeping. I do have a few geraniums, or maybe 2 in the ground. I'm thinking I may try to dig those tubers. Yeah, I think we will do that really quick. It tastes like a good green pepper. So I guess I might try to pick off some of these little bite-sized peppers and eat them. I mean, they're organic, they're beautiful. Why not eat them? This flower, this is spider flower. He never got the chance to bloom. It was a volunteer that's self-seeded right here in the middle of this walkway where I take a shortcut to my neighbors. Beautiful plant. Hopefully we'll get some more self-seeded next year, which is usually what happens. It's kind of dwindling the last couple years, so I might throw some seeds out. I guess I'm just going to leave that poor little Gerber daisy there, tucked away. Not bad. Got several good-sized Jimmy Nardellos. Alright, so we're going to take these two guys. So I have two Carolina Wonder to put in the garage. I'm going to take this. This is a pretty good little size. I am making a salad tonight. I harvested my second round of fall lettuce last night. Here's a picture in case you're curious. It did look really good. So I'll use the tomatoes and peppers that I've picked in the last 2 weeks and the lettuce, and well, that's about all I have from the garden right now. Maybe some baby kale. I do have some radish leaves because I had to pull some radishes that had these really pithy little roots, so I pulled those, but I saved the leaves. All right, I'm gonna get busy chopping these guys. Now this one was overwintered last year. Second thought, after I started taking off some of the branches and foliage on this guy, I noticed he has kind of like a crack right here, and you know, there's going to be some pest pressure during the winter with these overwintering plants, so I don't want to leave any plants that are diseased like this. Like, look at that. Yeah, good call. That means I may need to go dig up that one out front that I said was really too big, but we'll see how much space I have left. But definitely this guy can come into the garage. Tonto and I were feeling pretty much done and ready to go in and rest. And then I walk out here on the deck and I'm like, I've got this Jimmy Nardello. I've got two of the summer sunset something sweet pepper, and there's a couple big ones in there. Oh yeah, this is another video, guys. I had to get really extreme with squirrel control. So I'm gonna have to move some of this just to access the peppers. And then the most gorgeous little baby Potapino that's been doing great after I killed its siblings that were in this green stalk. It has so many baby jalapenos. I might look at the weather. I mean, it's possible we might even get down to like 31 tonight. But I could maybe super insulate this and maybe give it another 5, 6, 7 days. I don't know if that's going to do much good. I do know by the end of the month, we're going to be pretty cold, you know, below 30. 28, 30. Okay, so 31 tonight, and then it might be cool but not freezing until around the 1st of December. So I may throw something over him, and also that beautiful big green pepper out front. And yeah, I think I'll do that, and then we'll go ahead pick the peppers. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take those. I'm thinking I already took one of these peppers, so I have one in the garage already, and I'm thinking I was planning on letting these guys just go, but I will take off any fruit that's mature enough to eat. And I did get one Jimmy Nardello. This one's been really long and lanky, so just let him go as well. And this is the gypsy pepper that I did want to pot up for overwintering. And if I run out of time today, I may just throw this pot in the garage and then deal with this one tomorrow. But I have to deal with those other peppers today. So let's go look at that process real quick and get that done, because it is really getting cold. Like, I'm not wearing gloves and I'm starting to feel a little chill. It's definitely probably around, I'm going to guess it's around 44 right now. Quite a few peppers on that guy. Alright, so now let's take any off of this jalapeno here. I mean, they're pretty small, but I could use this. And, oops, darn it. And I use that little guy. Really wish they were bigger. Yep. Guess that's gonna do it. Okay guys, I'm about ready to go back out front and get those peppers potted up into the little containers, and then they will come into the garage just like these guys. But before I go out, I'm just kind of assessing the ones I've already put in here. I'd say 2 weeks ago, I don't know, a week and a half ago. I can see the eggplant in the middle is alive. The one on the left is alive because I see new growth coming out. And I will pick that off throughout the winter. Now the one on the right, I may have to climb up there and look at. I'm pretty sure that's a summer sunset pepper, and I'm not seeing a lot of foliage or growth trying to come on. So that one actually could have possibly died. I'm going to get up there and look at it because we might have an extra pot there for another pepper. So I just did a scratch test on this pepper, and you can see it is nice, pretty light colored green underneath. I think I just let his pot get really dry. So I'm going to go ahead and water the 3 I already have in here and get them set up. And tomorrow, this is a tomorrow job, not a today job, all of these guys are going to have to get treated for fungus gnats and come into my house and or get overwintered in the garage. So this guy I will treat for fungus gnats as well, and he will get thoroughly drenched. So come back for that video. I'm either going to harvest my ginger, just right there, or I'm going to do exactly like I did last year, which was my lazy method. I just stuck the pot in the garage. No light, no nothing. It just went dormant, and then it resprouted when I took it out. I may do that again. I may go ahead and harvest. I still have frozen ginger in the freezer, so I really don't need it. So I don't know. I have to think about that. That's tomorrow. Today we're focused on getting these guys inside the house, and you'll notice my black petunia is back there too. It's just going to be way too cold tonight for him. In the house with the rest of the peppers we picked on the back deck. And then we got to figure all this out. I'm probably going to pot these geraniums up and keep them up high where Tonto cannot reach them. They are toxic to dogs. And then we've got to get these guys. That's all we're going to focus on today. Getting this stuff in the house. Getting these guys in a pot with soil. And tomorrow we'll figure out the treatment with fungus gnats, making sure they're well watered. I still got some trimming to do on some of these guys, and there's still peppers here and there that I need to pick off. So, yep. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. I will talk to you soon. Bye.